Hi gamers, I'm back again. This time I want to talk about my 5 publishers I will never back on Kickstarter again. Now, they always say never, and that's true. Maybe I will, but I'm pretty sure I won't. But I did rank it in, you know, how most sure I am that I won't be backing them. Okay. Now, one I know for sure I won't back anymore because right before I put this together, I realized they were not a company. They stopped being a company in January 2023, and that is Formal Ferret Games. I quit backing their stuff a long time ago because one of the thing, I think it was which one? It was one of the network's expansions. I think it was the executives. Um, they added another expansion to it called mini expansion, I guess, called Teletime or whatever for UK programming. And everyone backed it. It just gave Gil Hodges even more money. And what he ended up doing was taking that and sending it out to retailers before even the backers got it. But then said, oh, I didn't say that was exclusive to Kickstarter backers. Yeah, but you didn't say it wasn't either, and it was a little too shifty for me. It was a lie, I believe. And right then and there, I sold my game. When the networks came out, I sold everything and never looked back. Never funded them again. Would never do it again. Ever do it again from them. And now they're out of business. I think All Play bought them, from what I can tell. And I don't know. He said he had a mental breakdown and couldn't do it anymore. A lot of people calling him a crook and whatnot because he just took the money and ran. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with all that. And I hate that people got screwed over on one of his Kickstarters. But to be honest, I knew ahead of time. This guy was shifty. He lied to us about Teletime. There was nothing on there that said it was going to go to retailers before us. We're the ones that backed it. We're the one. Sure, it wasn't the main project. I think it was the executives. Now that I'm pretty sure it was the executives I was backing. And he said, well, Teletime wasn't exclusive, to that contract or whatever, or that agreement. I think that was a lie, and I knew way ahead of time not to go back to him. So, sad to see publishers go away, but not surprised. Not surprised. Okay, so other than that, number 4 I put on here is Elf Creek Games. I'm sorry, I'm punching down here, I guess, in a way. I just don't like the way I was talked to online with them when I was being very supportive and everything, and somehow he thought one of the people involved in Elf Creek Games thought I was being very critical of them and just chewed me out. So that was the worst thing about the the industry today or whatnot, the fandom today or what? Dude, I don't expect him to know who I am. I don't expect him to care either. But the thing is, though, I've already pre-ordered one of your games. I've never backed anything on Kickstarter from him, but I'm steering clear from him. Santa's Workshop, I love. It's a great game. It's true. But I was going to last Christmas. I was even talking to my board game group about this. We were going to get Merchants of the Dark Road. I was going to get the Kickstarter all-in pledge from their website. I said, I think that's what's going to be. I always buy a Christmas present to myself every year, and I thought that'll be my Christmas present to myself. I kind of wanted Honey Buzz, but it didn't have the all-in pledge online, I think. But either one, I was like, that looks very interesting. But after that interaction, I was like, you know what? Nah, I don't want to deal with them anymore. Again, they want to make more Santa's Workshop stuff. I'll do it. So it's not like never say never. I doubt they put that on Kickstarter. But at the same time, I know they're having issues right now with their current Kickstarters. And so I know I'm not alone here. But I did rank this as the lowest because I've never actually backed them. So this kind of doesn't go hand in hand with back them again. But, I just put it in there because, screw them. Not all of them. It was just that one guy, I guess. Anyway, number 3 here. Number 3 is going to maybe shock people because I'm such a big fan of Queen Games. I am. I love Queen Games. I've been playing some Queen. My nephews, who are so negative toward Queen Games, are slowly coming around. My nephew, we played some games actually today. I can't remember which 2 we played today, but he was like, that was a good game. Was that Queen? I said, yeah. He went, huh, it was a good game. Because he decided a long time ago he didn't like Queen Games. And then we played another one. He went, that was good too for a Queen game. I don't know what his. I know he hates on him because I love him so much. But I'm probably not going to back him. Now I never say never, which is why they're the lowest on this. The lowest legit that I've backed before. And the thing is, Queen Games is always notoriously 2 to 3 months late on their Kickstarters. That's fine, except for the last one I did. which was Amsterdam. And it was delayed for a whole year because they were trying to combine shipping of another Kickstarter they'd started like a year later or whatnot. So all of us had to wait for these other Kickstarters to be approved. But Queen Games kept saying, "Oh, but now you're going to get all 4 games delivered at once." Dude, I only backed one of them. I didn't back all of them. It was part of their Stefan Feld City collection. And I thought that was terrible. And then plus, for over 3 months, there was zero communication from missing. They're the king of missing pieces. They're the queen of games. They're the king of missing pieces and components in a box. And it took them forever to get that resolved with me. Now, they did resolve it. I do like Queen games. I still collect Queen games. I still look at every Queen game that comes out, but I am not backing anything. I'm just not going to do it. Now, again, never say never. Maybe eventually they'll win me back over because, like I said, I will buy their games. I love their games. I will play their games. But backing them on Kickstarter, I don't think that would happen again. Again, out of the 3 of them, this is the one that I could see maybe myself returning and kickstarting, but their Kickstarters cost so much, and then they sell for like 2/3 of that price when they actually hit retail. So it's kind of ridiculous too. All right. Number 2. I kept one of their games. I got rid of the other one, but I will never, I can safely say I'll buy their games, but I will never back them on Kickstarter. And that is Gray Fox Games. I will not do it. And here's the thing. And I like the people there too. And I have the only game I have in my collection from them now. I got rid of everything except Campaign Trail. I think Campaign Trail is amazing. And especially now that we're in an election year, it's going to come to the table a lot more. And I think it's just going to just shoot up my top 100 this year. I really do believe that. But Campaign Trail is excellent. It wasn't that Kickstarter, it was another one. They released the game at Gen Con for sale before backers got it. We got it the very next week though. But Gen Con, I called a buddy of mine and said, "Is it available?" Because they weren't answering the question, "Are y'all selling copies or can we pick up our Kickstarters at Gen Con?" No one, they weren't responding to anything like that. And I said, "They're going to sell that game." And sure enough, my buddy confirmed they were selling copies that we backed first. Again, it's not Campaign Trail, something else. But anyway, I was like, and this wasn't on, they used Games Found. But I'm not backing them anyway. I'm never backing them again. And but here's the thing. I understand why they did it. Okay? They had delays, like everyone in the industry had delays. If they don't bring those games to Gen Con, they're losing out on tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. I get that. You can't miss a target date like that. So they snuck it by really quiet and then shipped the games off. I mean, they must have stayed up all night when they got back from Gen Con because they were trying to act like those games were coming out to us so that anyone said that they got it at Gen Con, it'd feel like, oh, well, maybe my game was on my way to me. No, they sold it to the public before we got it. That is a crime. That is a sin. What's it called? Funding, back funding sin, social funding, whatever Kickstarter and Games Found are found called crowdfunding. That is a crowdfunding sin, and I will not forgive it. I will never back a game from them again. I will buy games from them. Don't worry, I'm not pissed at them. I'm just on principle alone. You're thinking, well, Matt, you understand why they had it. I do, but I also think it's a cardinal crowdfunding sin to sell the game to the public before your backers who paid you the money to make it got their copy first. So I'm sorry. Again, I completely understand where they're coming from, but they should also completely respect my decision never to back them again. Again, I'll buy games from them. Just not back them on crowdfunding. Number 1 I put on here because not only will I not back them on crowdfunding, I will never buy a game made by Quality Beast. I don't care how good I hear their games are. No way. The Kickstarter that ruined me was Seize the Bean. They had absolutely no idea what they were doing in putting this game together. I think it was 3 years before it finally came out to backers. I stayed in a little over 2 years and backed out. Just totally got my money back. But then I thought when it came out, I said maybe I'll get it. And then I thought, you know what? No. Even though I'm interested in Seize the Bean, it looks like a great game, something right up my alley. I love the theme. I don't even drink coffee, but I love the theme. But no, those people were just so inept when putting that game together. It was like 2 years of them saying, Guys, we're still working on the rule book. We've almost got that rule book done. Ooh, we're getting this. The German version of the rule book's almost done. Ooh, the French version of the. What about the game? Yeah, we'll worry about the game later. They weren't even. They had no earthly idea how to put together this Kickstarter. I heard that they were talking about bringing Seize the Beam back on Kickstarter. I don't care. I'll never back anything from them. I will never buy a game or own a game from them in my entire life. I think they're just the most inept people. Now, again, this is personal. This is my personal opinion. You may say, no, Matt, they're really a great company. The team that worked on Seize the Beam, that was just a one-off group. They're not even there anymore. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just telling you that one bad experience as a customer, I'm within my rights to withhold service, withhold my money from people who gave me bad customer service experience, and they are the absolute worst. It was the worst Kickstarter I was ever a part of. And I've been a part of scams. I've gotten scammed on Kickstarter, but this was worse than anything. And so never will I back them again. Never will I own a Quality Beast game, I hope, in my entire life. Anyway, sorry to be a little salty there at the end, but are there publishers who you won't back on Kickstarter again? And of course, come on, be salty with me. Tell me why, and I will see you next time. Maybe as I'm reviewing one of my Kickstarters that maybe got in. We'll see.